Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into one team's quest to solve a problem that, let's be honest, a lot of us have. It's that search for the perfect internal tool. That one system that can finally get your business and your tech teams on the same page, speaking the same language. Let's follow their journey.
Does this hit a little close to home? I mean, come on. It's this constant tug of war, right? One side needs these structured reports and super clear plans. The other side, they need flexibility, they need to customize things, they need the freedom to actually build and create. Finding that single source of truth that makes everyone happy can feel totally impossible. Well, the team in our story today, they felt that exact same pain.
So here's the roadmap of their journey. And it's a classic story of trial and error, for sure. They started out super casual, just using chats. Then they moved to a really rigid project management tool. Then they tried an all-in-one platform. And finally, they landed on a solution that, well, it changed everything. We're going to walk through each one of these steps to see what they learned.
All right, so let's rewind and start at square one. Before any fancy systems, there was just this basic need to unite the team and get ideas flowing.
You know, at first they did what pretty much all of us do. They relied on quick, informal chats. They were using WhatsApp for everything. Fast conversations, sharing videos, sending audio messages. And look, for day-to-day stuff, it's great. But they figured out really fast that it was a total black hole for knowledge. Nothing was official, you couldn't trace anything back, and trying to build some kind of long-term shared understanding, completely out of the question.
Okay, so that chaos, it obviously couldn't last. The team knew they had to get serious, so they put their first formal system in place. But as you're about to see, sometimes too much structure can feel like a cage.
So they came up with this thing called the Verified CC Knowledge System, and they built it inside of ClickUp around this four-step process. You'd capture information, organize it, distill it down to its core, and then express it in some kind of formal document. On paper, it sounds pretty solid, right? Well, it wasn't working. And right away, this created a massive clash. On one hand, you've got Abdurrahmane, the business lead. He needed those structured documents, but he found the tool just wasn't customizable enough for him. And on the other hand, you've got Akram, the technical lead. He was getting so frustrated by all the heavy documentation he had to do before the product needs were even really clear. The whole system was just too rigid, and it ended up serving nobody.
Yeah, so that didn't work. Back to the drawing board they went. For their second big attempt, they looked for a tool that seemed like it offered the best of both worlds. But they ran into a different, yet very familiar problem.
This time, they gave Odoo a shot. It's one of those all-in-one platforms that promises a single home for everything. But that promise just didn't hold up. In the end, it failed for pretty much the same reason as the first system. It just lacked that deep, true customization they needed.
Okay, so after striking out twice, the team finally had that aha moment. They found a tool that wasn't about forcing a workflow on them, but about letting them build the exact workflow that they needed. Enter Obsidian. Now, if you haven't heard of it, don't worry. Just think of it like a super powerful note-taking app that works on top of a simple folder of plain text files. It's actually really simple at its core, but it's also incredibly powerful. And for this team, it turned out to be the perfect bridge between their business and technical needs.
So why did this work when nothing else did? Well, it really boils down to three huge things. First, just extreme flexibility. Because it's all based on simple text files, the team had total control. Second, there's this rich plugin ecosystem, which let them tailor the tool to their exact needs. And third, powerful automation. They could use scripts to manage tasks, which gave them this efficiency boost that the other systems just couldn't touch.
All right, so they found the magic tool. Now let's see how it completely transformed their entire way of working. This is where it all clicks. Check out this new workflow. It's so clean and connected. Everything is just a series of simple text files, starting with business research. That research directly feeds into the requirements document, which then leads to a technical design document. And finally, it all comes together in a concrete implementation plan. It's like a perfect breadcrumb trail from a business idea all the way to the technical execution.
And there you have it. That was the big win. They finally got what they'd been searching for the whole time. A system that was clear enough for the business side to track everything, but flexible enough for the technical side to innovate without being bogged down by rigid rules.
This whole team's journey really boils down to one crucial insight. Trying to force a tool onto your workflow is just a recipe for failure. The real magic happened when they found a tool that adapted to them. So it leaves us with one really important question to ask about our own systems. Is our software working for us, or are we working for our software?